Welcome to the Lead with Your Soul podcast. I'm Michelle Wright, your host and fellow traveler on this journey of self-discovery. This podcast is designed for women navigating life transitions and yearning to embrace their true selves. I'll be sharing my personal journey from navigating the complexities of divorce and blending families to reshaping my career to something that resonates with my soul. With 3 decades as a teacher and mentor, I'm here to share insights, heartfelt stories, and practical strategies. Together, we'll explore how to cultivate self-love and create the vibrant, fulfilling life you deserve. Join me each week as we dive deep into the art of living authentically. Welcome to the Lead with Your Soul podcast. I'm Michelle Wright, your host, and I'm so glad you're here. So today we're going to be doing our June soul messages. I'm pulling cards, and one of the things you're going to see is they're all different cards. I have a plethora of cards, Oracle and Tarot, that I've been using over the years to learn. Some speak with me, some I've evolved, gone into, and then moved back and go back. So I had a beautiful friend, NC, who challenged me and said, "Beautiful Taurus Michelle, use some of your other cards." I love this challenge coming to me. So there's going to be different cards. There's many beautiful things starting to happen that's going to be revealed on my website. I had a photo shoot. I've been revamping my website. And that's just such exciting news for me. I can just see it all aligning. And there's been some big shifts for me. I've always worked with women in transition, this idea of a spiritual awakening. And it's these difficult transition pieces, these liminal spaces that help connect us to our spirituality, our highest potential. And that's where Lead with Your Soul came from. And I have recognized in my work, when I connect back to the threads of my life, that I can even drill down deeper and work with women in the transition of divorce. Because I have been really, for the last 27 years, in a thread of divorce and blending and healing and preparing for love. So I'm just so excited. You're going to hear more about this as this continues, and just so excited. And you can see I have on this orange shirt and this beautiful dragonfly necklace. Now, I love this orange shirt and the dragonfly, but I chose them today for very specific reasons. June 3rd was my dad's birthday, and 4 years ago on June 4th, he passed away. And so he is with me in spirit. I feel him. I feel his support, his love. And it's just an homage to him that I wear this today. And I remember that he's not here in skin, but he is here in spirit, and I feel him. So if you have any loved ones, and it's Father in June is also has Father's Day. So if you've lost a father or a loved one, just putting your hand on your heart and finding a way that you can feel them and connect to them. And one way is wearing orange. Orange is my dad's color. He was Dutch. And this necklace, the day that he had passed, I found it again. So about a month before that, we had gone for a walk and this necklace fell right off me. And so I was looking for that month in the bushes, in the field, looking for this necklace, praying to find it because I absolutely loved it. It's very unique. It's handmade. And on the day that my dad had passed, I went and took the dog for a walk, and there it was right outside my back gate in the stones. I just wasn't ready to see it. I wasn't ready to see that. So for me, this was a message from my dad that here I am, I'm here. And from this side, I can help you. And I can help connect you to the mysteries of the universe, the mysteries of spirit, as he is in heaven, in the other part you're transitioning in that way. I recently read a book. What is it? Is it Billy Fingers? And it's about this sister and her brother had passed. And mediumship and the study of mediumship has really helped in my healing of loss. And I used to fear it. I used to be terrified of it. And now I'm not. I just am it's such an angelic feeling. It's such a high energy vibe for me when you do a medium session and you're connected. I do not feel darkness at all. I feel the light and the love and the highest version of who we're trying to become on earth. And then when we pass, we actually become that. So a lot of stuff right here in June. And without further ado, I'm going to zip down my camera so that you can see the cards. So excited. So different cards that we have here. Still going to do an overall, but then I'm just going to do 3 sections. So I'll kind of talk about this. This is from Rebecca Lefebvre. It's a beautiful card. She painted all of these, and then she did the drawing on the back. This is a foxglove, and this deck is called Flora and Healing. So it's really talking about how different plants offer us healing. And foxglove is one that comes with your heart, and if you have a heart attack. But it's more really talking about, in here, she speaks about, the word she uses is convincing. And it's this idea when we are in despair in a really hard time of our life, the loss of hope. I would say deep, dark night of the soul. She's really offering to us that it is through this that actually we find the solutions. We try different things. So it's this idea that if everything is going along, sun shining, no problems, we don't make the changes that we need. When we have challenges, when we have deep, dark nights of the soul, when things get difficult, we actually become innovative. We heal, release, and expand. And that's today, I'm going to be doing the overall. I'm going to be doing healing and release. What are we called to expand in June? And as well, just what does Spirit want us to know first and foremost? So that's what it's calling. Foxglove is really talking to us about the changes that we need to make and being aware of them and not waiting. And so for me, I had a beautiful discussion with my son. He had an astrology reading and he talked about, because astrology is archetypal. It is not, doesn't tell you predictively exactly what's going to happen, but it's an archetype. So it gives you the weather, helps you to understand what's coming. And he was talking about this exact idea of it's been the challenges for him that has invited him to do the changes, has invited him to make changes in his entire life. And it is important. And he found it in astrology. There were some moments in time where these planets, their placements, it really offered that to him. And this was the discussion of without that, we actually wouldn't change. We would stay exactly the same. And then we have Rebecca Campbell, and this one is the Starseed, called Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up. So for some of you, you might have had some challenges I don't know, I know I certainly did. February, April were really crunchy months for me. Even May, it's been hard for me to catch my momentum. But this is really talking about, but I'm feeling called. So you're going to see, I'm revealing a whole bunch of new things next week. I've been working behind the scenes because I have been called in a new way. And I think without this crunchiness, I wouldn't be changing. I'd just keep on doing it. I'd be doing like my friend said. Oh, I'm Taurus. I love using the same decks. I love using the same cards. They feel comfortable. And as a Taurus, I love that. It's comfortable. It's rich. I understand them. But expanding with different cards allows a different interpretation, and it allows you to have a different interpretation. So that's really exciting. And this one is called the Magic You Oracle. So the next thing it talks about is protection, set personal boundaries. And I truly do see that. So as I'm being called, what are my boundaries? And I just had this conversation this morning with my beautiful husband as we're dreaming. As one does, we're dreaming about where we want to go, what we want to do. Are we going to be in Mexico, in Victoria, at the cabin at the lake? And what does this mean with our relationships and our family here in Alberta? And this pull and this need. And where are we called to be? Where do we need to step up and provide support? And where is it that we're actually doing it just because we've always done it, kind of going back here? And so it's understanding. And so in protection and in boundaries for me is really being okay. This one is for me, being okay to have dreams and wishes and fulfill them. And I'm having a hard time. And often I think as women, especially more, I find women of my generation, but I do. As women, we have been through the different patriarchal society, we have been taught to serve. And I'm moving into serving, so I'm always going to be serving, but without protecting what my dreams and my soul calling is. So it's always, are you serving? Another way I put this, are you serving from an empty cup or a full cup? And it is our obligation to protect and create a full cup and give from that full cup. Because you give with your abundance, you give with your fullness, you give with your wholeness, your healed self. You do not give when it's the empty cup. You're giving from almost a script, an old script of, it might be people pleasing. I know that's what I still have to work at, people pleasing. It might be that, well, I have to do this. And it's the sense of tribe over what my spiritual calling might be. And it's really sorting that stuff out. And I think this is what June is talking about. So you're going to have some difficulties. Where are they inviting you to be so expansive? What are you being called to? And this calling is allowing you to move differently and bring in hope. And you have to protect yourself as you do it. Your own boundaries. Accept your worthiness for what's coming to you, what's being called to you. Accept the joy that is yours. And accept how you serve with a full cup, because that's what I'm going to be working on. And then beautiful Woto deck by Colette Baron Reed, To the Sea. And this is another one, you're being called. And now this one is saying you're in the river, you're going to the sea. It's happening. So June is about, it's happening, girl. It's now, it's happening. You've said all this. It is happening and it is going. And third eye chakra, John Holland, you're getting the downloads. So find a way to connect with those. For me, that means making sure that in the morning, I'm not getting on my phone. Instead, I'm opening up my journal. I'm doing some meditation. I'm pulling cards and I'm connecting to that muscle that I have of my calling. I'm connecting to spirit, my soul, and what's there before I fill it from social media, emails, everything else on the outside. I connect first with my own body, my own soul, and my spirit team. So that's what June is really about, really calling us to. It'll be interesting for you what changes you have. Now here, this is Avalon Cameron. She created this. Is the Bone Stone Tarot. She actually created this online. This is a limited edition. I think she's created another one now that is a full deck. It is Avalon Cameron and it's Anna Turin who did the drawing. So it was really cool. This is one of the ways that I got into tarot and understanding tarot is she would have Facebook Lives or Zoom Lives, and we would come on and it would be that card, and we'd be talking as a whole group coming together about what is the meaning of that tarot card? What is the meaning of uh, that in reverse, upright? What are some of the images? And Avalon Cameron, she is in Australia, actually down in Tasmania, Australia. And she also comes from South America. So she has a whole really beautiful, rich background. So she's someone who is really interesting. And so this is a very beautiful and special deck. What this line we're going to do, I'm still going to do the 3 tarot, and then I'm going to pull some oracle cards. I want to ask ourselves, what are we being asked to heal and release? So this foxglove, right? We have to become innovative. We have to do something different. What's our triggers that are healing us? If we can heal and release them, then this will allow us to move forward. So let's look what's coming up here. We have judgment in protection. We have the high priestess in protection. And we have temperance in protection. Okay. If you're not used to tarot, first of all, these are all major arcana cards. That means that this line, this question that we're asking us is very important. It's the hero's journey. It's very karmic. For me, when I read tarot in reverse, I read it, is the energy coming in? Is the energy going out? Or is the energy being blocked? And when all 3 are like this, what it tells me is I have to really check in with this again and again throughout this month. So let's look here. First, we have the Judgment card. It's number 20 in the Major Arcana. If you use the Lightsayer Tarot as well, it's also about awakening. So Judgment in the Rider-Waite-Smith, it's about the angel. It's the end of the earth, and they're blowing the horn for judgment. So it's the judgment call. What is happening? It's also about awakening into who you want to be. So Anna Turin, they have this beautiful individual with a sword into the heart of this woman who is blindfolded. There's some decisions she has to make. There's some judgments that she needs to make about herself. It's not just judging her being judged by someone. This is really about you judging yourself. Is this somewhere where you want to stay? Are you being called, and are you going to answer the call? And it's recognizing a shift and an awakening is happening in you. And are you going to answer that? What are you going to do? Because she's just loosely bound. So she's able to move forward. The next major arcana is the High Priestess. This is so beautiful. So you see there's the abyss. It can be the universe. You have this beautiful High Priestess, beautiful woman. And I don't know if you can see, but in these watercolors, there's a key, a spider, there's a bird, an hourglass. So all of these different aspects of the High Priestess and what she brings. And this is inviting you in your awakening. The High Priestess is our intuition. It is connecting to our highest purpose. I see it as the calling. I see it as our third eye. That's what the High Priestess is this inner part of yourself, your soul. It's the inside. It's because there's the magician, and now this is the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is this mystical, divine, feminine energy, and bringing it forward and allowing it to come into form. And the next one we have is temperance. Temperance we had last month as well. Temperance often has an angel, and the angel has, here they have earth and water. Often the angel is putting in water, they might have the sun and the moon. It's the duality. And temperance is about that karmic balance, finding the karmic balance as you move in, the karmic balance of protection, moving in. What do you have to release to get into the karmic balance? What do you have to let go of it to move into the abyss to the calling? Do you have to believe that you are worthy? Do you have to yourself judge yourself and say, you are worthy? And I know for me, as I move into this next week and I reveal these new offerings, this new way that I'm going, I have to remind myself, this thread has been running through my life, and I am meant to answer it. What thread is running through your life? And are you judging yourself harshly? Because I need to let you know the universe doesn't. Everything is happening for us. So with the foxglove, it's happening for us. If it's difficult, challenging, and we don't like it, what's being triggered and why? And then in that, do you need to release it? For me, usually I get triggered by lack of control. So I need to release it and surrender? And the answer is yes, usually. Okay, so this is healing and releasing. There's a lot. So throughout this month, come back to these. If you're not feeling the flow, is it because you're not protecting? Is it because you're not giving from a full cup? Is it because you haven't innovated? So what do you need to heal and release in a big way in your life? Come for a clarity session with me. Book a reading. And if you do it from here, I'll give you 50% off. Send me a DM, 50% off coming from this reading, no matter when you come to it. Because whenever you come to this resonance of this reading, it is meant to happen. Send me a DM and say, it was June 2026, I came across it. I would like 50% off. And I'm like, okay, you will get that. I'm going to use Anna Turin's, use her art again. This is the Oracle of Echoes. And find out, what is the energy we need? What is the energy that we need to allow this to happen? We need to listen. This is the high priestess. We need to listen. This is the third eye chakra. We need to listen. So you need this month, no matter how beautiful it is, put your feet in the grass, close your eyes, put your face up to the sun, and listen. Listen to the birds that come. Listen to the insects. Listen to your heart. Listen to your body. Listen. You're going to find your answers to what you need to heal and release. Is the tightness in your knees? What does that mean? You know what I would look up? I would look up beautiful Louise Hay, because she has all the parts of the body. And, sore knees. What does that mean for me if I have sore knees? If I'm listening to that, what affirmation, what part of my body, what is connected to what part of my energy? You can go to Carolyn Meese. She talks about your energy when you listen to your energy and how it's connected to your body. And that's in the anatomy of the soul. So there's just so many ways listening this month. Meet me on Mondays. That's when I do the sacred portal. If you want me to pull a card, you can always leave that in. What are you going to be listening to? Next, we have the Gaian Tarot, and this is by Joanna Caldwell Powell. Once again, she drew these. You're going to just see these beautiful. She drew each and every one of them with pencils. I just loved it. She actually took and she did this with pencil crayons, like art pencils. And it just amazes me. Each one is a work of art, just like this is a work of art. It's just incredible, the gift that we can have and what they put into it. So here If we're healing and releasing, what are we expanding into? This is the calling. We're doing all of this. We're moving into it. We're listening. What are we expanding into? And that's number 3, the gardener. That is the Empress in a different deck, would be that. Let's see, what are we expanding into? 12, the tree, or the hanged man. Oh my goodness. Okay. And in protection, the elder of fire, or this is the king of fire. Okay. I just want to point out, my wonderful people, once again, these are 2 major arcana. So lots of things. And what are we expanding into? And this fits right with it. So the first thing is, so these were all in reverse. So for me, it's saying this is something you're going to have to, there's blocks. You're going to have to bring this energy in. You're going to have to do some deep work in the releasing and healing, which makes sense. And then we move into the Empress. So this is beautiful. She's just sitting there with the cornucopia of vegetables from this harvest that she has. So what are we expanding into? As you make these changes, be aware of what you're planting and what you're harvesting. Every night, sit in gratitude in June. What can you be grateful for that is changing for you, where you're seeing the light of hope come in? Is it the buzzing of the bees? Because they're pollinators and they're doing crazy, beautiful things. What are you bringing into form and having a gracious heart as you sit there enjoying it? And then we have the hanged man, 12, the tree. It's really about having a different perspective. It's about the sacred pause. So what are we expanding into? As we're listening, this sacred pause is looking at it from a different direction. You are expanding in a different way, in a way that you didn't know you were. And there's some really neat things that are happening. This weekend on May 31st, we have the Sagittarius full moon. And Sagittarius is about that truth, that arrow pointing to where we're going. We also have Jupiter going into Leo at the end of June. And we planted all of what we're doing, and now it's bringing it to fruition, and it's being centered as you call it in, being really centered and at peace as you're the center of your boat and you're moving towards what you want. And this is where I see this is coming in, this beautiful fire energy. So Elder of Fire is in this deck is really the king of fire. And I love because she didn't make the king of fire. She changed the names so that we can have a woman or a male. And it's about really owning fire's passion, creativity, what lights us up. And this is the expansion. Moving into here then brings in this energy of what lights us up, what fills us, what fills our cup, what is coming in that you love, and noticing it and harvesting it and bringing it in. And I see it in my life. I see the balance of family and my work that I'm doing here, as well as my passion for that balance of creating and serving women. And how can I fit it all in? And I'm going to find it. This tells me it's there. I have all the abundance I need, and I'm going to expand into this passion that I love. So I'm going to get Colette Baron Reed, and I'm going to use her. This is the map, her map oracle. What is this going to tell us? Protecting the treasure. And I know this card actually comes from 2 ways. So sometimes we don't actually go on the journey. So in the expansion, we don't actually do it. So we don't move because we're protecting what we have, because we don't really trust that we're going to expand into what we want. So that's one way of looking at that. So we're protecting what we have and we are in fear and anxiety and don't move forward because you're so busy protecting instead of learning to dance in the rain. Don't protect it. What you need to protect is your energy, your light. Protect it. And really protect it by healing it and by releasing what doesn't serve you. If you have old paradigms, old thinking, shift it. Start shifting, start exploring, reading different, challenge your thinking. Malcolm Gladwell, I love his books. He challenges our thinking. You can have spiritual, Carolyn Meese. There's just so many different ones. Sabrina Rewilding. If you ever see her on YouTube, she is a firecracker and she challenges everything. I love her. She gives me a different perspective. And that's what this is. Protecting is recognizing what you're protecting. And are you not expanding and not moving forward out of fear and anxiety? And I can see it. So I just said my business. I just said actually doing these cards, I'm worried because I can't remember all the names. Maybe I'm going to forget the name. And I don't read with them every day. So am I going to connect with it? As you can see, no problem. Because this is the truth. We're connected with our soul and we're connected with the divine. And that's what we're here to do. So I could have stayed protected and not changed my cards. And I actually thought about it. To be truthful, I thought about it. I'm like, I don't have to do this. This crazy Gemini thing. That's crazy, crazy. I'm Taurus. I like to stay. And then I said, Michelle, why not expand? And so I didn't protect it. Instead, what I protected was my belief that this is important. I protected my belief that I had a listener connect to me and say, Michelle, I know you have so many decks. Try something different. That's what I did. What are you going to do as you expand this month? Okay. And now we are going to go into, this is the Sufi Tarot. I love this deck. And I've never been to Morocco and never been to that part of the world, but there is such an ancient aspect to it that with the Sufi Tarot, I just love, there's just a connection. So in this line, what is the spirit team saying? Okay, above all else, this is all important. And now these are your next steps. In June, start here, do this. So the first one is number 20. Okay, number 20, here is Mizan, here is judgment. So it's the same idea. So it's saying, what are you? It's judgment. What are you judging about yourself? You have to move into the releasing and healing first. I love this. This is what you can't make this stuff up. Can't make it up. This is so crazy. This is also why I use different decks so that we can have it. Malika of Cups. So this is the Queen of Cups. And then here, it's this one. Son of Staffs. Or this is, Staffs is wands. And the sun is the night. So it's the night moving. There's movement. Okay. So first of all, what it's talking about, the judgment, start the healing. It's also recognizing as we do our awakening. So I see this also, this is more speaking about the awakening and calling into action. So this is more about judgment and the negative aspect. This is the positive aspect of awakening. What are you being awakened to? What are you being called to? What are you moving towards? And how you're going to know is because it's in your heart. The Queen of Cups is this, like, you just feel it in your heart. You just know because your heart just starts leaping and you're like, I just love this. This is so much fun. I have conversations where I just go, this is so much fun. Time just goes. Where I said, I'm just going to do this for an hour. And 3 hours later, we're doing stuff. That's what it's like. You're going to know. You're going to know what you're awakening because your heart is just in so much joy and so much bliss. It's moving easily. There's flow in the water. There's just flow. And it awakens in you this Son of Staffs. It awakens in you this fire because it's the creativity. It awakens the fire in you. That's what it's doing so that you can expand into this. So start by listening to what is awakening to you. And I am going to be doing, this is Kyle Gray, and this is one of his Ascended Masters Oracle deck. Kyle Gray. Sir Nunos, life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. So for me, there's an awakening. You know it's connected to your heart. It's in the flow. And here we have life force, the passion, that fire inside of your heart and soul. And it's expressing it, doing it. Get out there and do it. Don't wait. Don't wait for it. Do it. So now what are some of the overall ones? What are some of the overall connections that we can have? This one is about healing. I just think this is called a healing deck by Ina Segal. Inner child. So some of this judgment might come from an inner child. So I would look up some inner child work, powerful, and I just got it, Reparenting Your Inner Child by Nicola Farah. I just got that book. I'm reading it. I've given it to my husband. I'm giving it to our kids. Why? It's because, you know what? We all suffer wounds from our childhood. Intentional, not intentional. So the truth is, I, as a parent, never sought out to hurt my children. That's the truth of it. But did I? Yes, I did. And why? Because I'm a human and I didn't meet their every need. And this also ties in. And because I didn't meet their every need, this healing now offers them a new pathway, an expansion from me and from whatever I parented them for. And that's a powerful expansion of what's going on. So that's inner child work. If you need to know more about that book, send me a DM and I will help you. No, we had that one. Where is John Holland again? This one is a different one. This is his one is the Psychic Tarot. And this one is the healing as healing. So that's what it's talking about. Healing as well. Just breathe. Sometimes you just need to sit there and breathe and listen. Listen to your body. I need to do that sometimes because, right, I'm on this quest of expansion. I'm on this quest of moving forward, and I need to do it in a good way. And sometimes what it is just your breath. There's powerful breath work. So if you are looking for someone who does breath work, I have an amazing practitioner, Rachel Gazette, and she is just incredible. And I will hook you up with her and let you know who she is. Send me a DM. Now we have Sandra Kuntz. This is her deck. She's from Alberta, actually, Southern Alberta, and she created this. Okay. What do we need to know about? You're being asked to be the leader of change. And I feel that. This world is in pain. This world is challenged. And if you're listening to this, we're being asked to lead the change, lead the healing, lead the expansion, move forward, and we're going to bring others with us. Be the leader in this change, in this world. And we start like that starfish with this person and that person and this person. So every time you do the healing, you offer that to the world, which is just so powerful. And I have this beautiful deck called The Spiritual Meaning of Birds. Got this at Christmas. So I'm just going to see. I'm hearing them all over the place. I don't know about you. Okay. Falcon. Power, efficiency, movement. So for me, from an overall, as you're a leader, recognize you have power. Recognize that as you do this, as you find your flow and you find your balance and you find your fire, you're going to feel this efficient power and it's just going to collapse time. And you're going to move forward in a way that you could have never predicted. So that's why it's saying, don't protect the treasure. Surrender into it, lean into it, do things different. Because as we co-create with spirit, we can't even imagine what's coming to us. And I love this one. This is a beautiful, I loved this one because it spoke. It had women it's the first diversity deck. And I loved it. Okay. Sun. Paint the sun back into your sky. You need to do it. You need to do this. You need to find the hope. You need to do the healing, the expansion, and the movement. You paint it back into your sky. Well, my beautiful, beautiful listeners, I'm so glad you're here for me for June. And I hope you had this beautiful insights that resonated with you. Take some time, write them down. One thing one of my kids said is, you know what, Mom, I just love putting on your podcast and listening to your voice as I go to sleep. Now, did that not just fill my bucket as a mom? It sure did. And I can just imagine that will just help them. Remember, if you would like a clarity session from here, say you listened to it in June 2026 and you'd like 50% off. And I'll send you the link and I can help you understand what you're awakening to in your own life. I love doing these. Share it with someone who might need this. And until next time, keep leading with your soul. That wraps up another episode of the Lead with Your Soul podcast. I'm so grateful you chose to spend this time with me. As you navigate your own life transitions, remember to be gentle with yourself and embrace the journey. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe and share it with others who might benefit. Join me next week for more insights and inspiration. Until next time, keep leading with your soul.